the RAM. Indirectly, what it means here, on the fly over the internet, this increasing the RAM is going to happen. For example, see here, as I told you earlier, within the virtual machine, compulsory we have to maintain the RAM, compulsory we need to maintain the hard disk. But tell me where this physical RAM and physical hard disk is going to maintain. As a user, for example, you are the user. Can you able to see the RAM in the virtual machine?
No.
No. Can you able to see the hard disk in the virtual machine?
No.
No. For example, if you are using your laptop, in the laptop, what we can able to see? You can able to dismantle the laptop. With that, you can able to see the physical RAM. You can able to see the physical hard disk. But on top of virtual machine, you cannot able to see the physical RAM. You cannot able to see the physical hard disk. But where we are going to have all these physical RAM and physical hard disk, all these we are going to maintain on top of your cloud side. For example, you are using the GCP cloud. What Google will do here is they are going to maintain data centers. What Google will do here, Google is going to maintain data centers. In the data centers, they are going to maintain thousands of the machines, and they are going to maintain thousands of servers, and they are going to maintain thousands of hard disks, and they are going to maintain thousands of your RAMs. All these things they are going to maintain physically in the data center. But as a user, you cannot able to see the RAM, you cannot able to see the hard disk. Now, indirectly coming back to your question, I am saying that we are increasing the RAM from, for example, 8 GB to the 16 GB. Now, as a user, just you are submitting the request saying that I want to increase the RAM capacity, but in the back end, where it is improving the RAM capacity? In the back end. On top of your data centers on your virtual machine, they are going to increase the RAM capacity. Everything is going to happen in the back end because all these machines, all the hard disks, all the RAM, everything they are going to maintain on top of the data centers. In the data center, everything they are going to maintain physically. But as a user, you are going to access everything over the internet. That is the reason just we are calling it as a virtual machine. Now you are asking the question, sir, you are increasing from 8 GB to the 16 GB, but indirectly where we are increasing? Indirectly where we are increasing? That you are increasing on top of your data center over the internet. Just you are going to submit the request. With the help of that, in the backend, in the data center on top of your machine, they are going to increase the RAM capacity from 8 GB to 16 GB. With that, you can able to get more capacity on top of your virtual machine. That is the way everything is going to happen in the backend on top of the cloud. Still any question if you are having this?
Yeah, I'm clear. One more doubt. Increasing 8 GB to 16 GB, just we will give a command to the GCP team or service, and they will take that activity, or just we are going to do it, that activity increasing whenever we need increasing or decreasing.
Yeah, actually we are having the two options. One is you can do that activity manually by using the commands. Otherwise, we can able to set some kind of configurations. For example, in this virtual machine, just I'm giving the example, you are going to deal with 1000 GB data. Now your RAM capacity is, for example, 4 GB. Now 4 GB RAM is unable to handling the 1000 GB data. Now what we can do here is, here we can able to give some kind of configurations. What is the meaning of configuration here? Whenever my RAM is achieving complete 100% capacity, then automatically I want to increase the RAM. Then we can able to call it as a configuration. One option, you can increase the capacity manually based on your requirement. Other option, we can able to specify some kind of configuration. Whenever my RAM is achieving 100% capacity, then I want to increase my RAM capacity automatically. For that, we have to define the configuration. With the help of the configuration, what is the advantage? Automatically your RAM capacity is going to increase whenever it is reaching 100% capacity. Otherwise, as a user, if you want, by giving the commands also, you can able to increase your RAM capacity by depending on your requirement. We are having both the options on top of your cloud by depending on your convenience. Either you can able to utilize the manual approach, or you can able to utilize your automated approach by depending on our convenience.
So, as a this what belongs to data engineer, or
it's not belongs to data engineer. All these activities are going to take care by your admin team as part of your real time. Whenever I'm talking about the cluster, whenever I'm talking about the cluster configuration, whenever I'm talking about the virtual machine, these activities are going to take care by your admin team or DevOps team. But as a data engineer, if you are going to work in the real time projects, minimal you need to understand what all are the features of the cloud. That is the reason we are primarily focusing on what is the scalability, what is the distributed framework. We are not dumping into the virtual machine and all these kind of things, networking and everything, but better to have some minimal knowledge on what all are the features of the cloud. That is the reason we are discussing all the features of the cloud. But coming to this cluster creation or virtual machine creation or configurations, all these activities your admin team is going to take care as part of our real-time projects. As a data engineer, you are not going to perform these activities in our real-time projects.
Okay, yeah, thanks.
Any other questions?
No, I'm clear.
I have a question. So it's maybe silly. So basically, in a virtual missions, we are taking one virtual mission to complete the job. Basically, let's say the job is completing in 1 hour. So it's costing you like around like $20. Okay, because we are using only one virtual mission. Okay, so when you are increasing the virtual missions, so obviously we need to pay more, right, for using because of you're using a virtual missions more. Okay, so here the whole point is just we are trying to make that the data is go through very smooth or like performance wise better. We are using virtual missions more actually. So but cost wise we are getting more, right, comparing using missions actually. So which we need to consider in real time.
We need to consider definitely. So I can able to say, for example, you are using one virtual machine. This virtual machine is taking 1 hour of time to complete all your activity. After completion of all your activity, for example, what you are going to do? You are going to delete your virtual machine. Okay. Now, for example, if you are going to use the 4 virtual machines, how much time it is going to take to complete the same activity? For example, it is taking 15 minutes of time. After completion of all the activities on top of these 4 virtual machines, again, what we are going to do, for example, you are going to delete your virtual machines. Now, see here, for a single virtual machine, because of using this virtual machine for 1 hour, you are paying, for example, $20. Now you are using 4 virtual machines, but these 4 virtual machines you are using for how much time? Every machine 15 minutes. Indirectly I can able to say all these 4 machines you are using. Indirectly overall I can able to say here also you are using it as only for 1 hour. So indirectly what is going to happen? Here also you are going to use, you have to pay the only $20 only. See here, as part of this whole operation, you are using 4 virtual machines, but you are using this 4 virtual machine only for less amount of time. After completion of your operation, if you want, what we can do here, we can able to delete those virtual machines. With that, what is going to happen? You are not going to pay the more money, but what is the advantage you are going to get because of increasing your virtual machine? Earlier, what's happening? It is taking, but what's happening? Within 15 minutes only, you can able to complete the activity. Cost wise, if you see here, it is taking the same cost because this single machine you are using for 1 hour. But here you are using 4 machines, but 4 machines you are using for only 15 minutes. Whatever we are using, only for that we have to pay the money in the cloud. If you are using for 15 minutes, only for that 15 minutes, you have to pay the money. If you are using for 1 hour, only for that 1 hour, we have to pay the money. Now you are using 4 machines, you are using all these machines for the only 15 minutes. With that, almost it is given the same kind of cost, but thing is nothing but because of using 4 machines, you can able to complete your activity within 15 minutes of time. That is the advantage you can able to get because of increasing our virtual machine on top of our exam. Is it clear?
Okay. Yeah, got it.
Thank you. Any other questions? Yeah, thank you for asking all these questions. If you see here, because of asking these questions, what is the advantage? I can give some more inputs on top of our topics. Please try to ask the questions like this. With that, whatever the topics I'm going to cover, other than that, for your questions, I will bring some more topic. With that, I will try to give the answers for all your questions. With that, our sessions will go in the interactive mode. With that, you will also get a lot of interest as part of learning our each and every topic. That is the reason my sincere session, not only 1 or 2 persons, all the other people, please try to ask the questions. With that, you will get complete clarifications on top of our each and every sessions, whatever we are going to conduct. Not only today, every day, please be interactive. With that, try to ask more questions. With that, try to get more knowledge from my side. Okay. Now, just I want to give one more small example, one more real-time example. See here, for example, just for our easy understanding. Still, if any one of you are having the confusion, for example, see, we are having Flipkart. From the Flipkart side, to handle daily traffic in backend, they are maintaining, for example, 100 servers. What is the meaning of daily traffic? Generally, what we will do?
Your bookings.
Yeah, daily bookings.
Yeah, so as a user, so daily in per hour per minute, so many users are going to log into the Flipkart and after logging, you are searching for the product. Some people are adding the products to the cart. Some people are going to purchase the products. Some people are going to put the return order. All these operations we can able to call it as nothing but daily traffic. For example, every day they are getting 1 lakh users as traffic. 1 lakh user as a traffic. Now, for the purpose of handling this traffic, they are maintaining, for example, total 100 servers. Now, for example, from the Flipkart side, they announced big billion sales. What they announced here, they announced the big billion sales. Now, generally, as part of big billion sales, what is going to happen? Traffic is going to be increased. For example, they expected that on big billion sales, they are expecting total 5 lakh customers or 5 lakh users. Now you tell me, to handle these 5 lakh people, 100 servers are sufficient or we need to increase the number of the servers?
We need to increase the servers.
Obviously, we have to increase number of servers. For example, 100 to 300 servers. Again, I can able to say here, either you can able to increase number of servers manually, or we can able to enable the feature called as nothing but auto scaling feature. What is the meaning of auto scaling feature? Sometime back I told you, right? We can able to specify some kind of configuration. Here I'm going to specify the configuration. Whenever traffic is increasing more than 80,000, then automatically increase number of server. That kind of configuration we can able to specify on top of the cloud. Based on the configuration, automatically your auto scaling is going to happen. Otherwise, what we can do here, before starting the big billion zone only, manually you can able to increase our number of servers, because here we are having clear understanding. Number of customers are increasing from 1 lakh to 5 lakh. With that assumption, before starting the big billion sales only, you can able to increase number of servers from 100 to 300. At the same time, from the Flipkart side, on last day of the big billion sales, they announced so many other offers. Now again, what is going to happen? Obviously, because of last day or because of so many other offers, number of customers are increasing from, for example, 7 lakhs to 8 lakh. Indirectly, your traffic is increasing. Again, to handle this traffic, we have to increase number of servers from 300 to, for example, 500 servers. Now, one more thing here, from the Flipkart side, they stop big billion sales. Now tell me, whenever they are going to stop the big billion sales, what is going to happen automatically? Still you are going to get the 8 lakhs traffic, or they are going to get the normal traffic only?
No, sir.
We will come back to the normal traffic, which is nothing but you are going to get the normal traffic as a 1 lakh. Now to handle the 1 lakh traffic, really do we need to maintain 500 servers? Is it required?
No.
It's not required. So indirectly here, again, we are going to decrease the number of servers from 500 servers to over 100 servers. Indirectly, if you see here, as per the requirement, you are increasing number of servers or you are decreasing number of servers. That kind of activity, what we can able to call, is nothing but our scalability. But tell me, in this example, what is the resource? In this example, what is the resource?
Servers.
We can able to call it as a resource. At the beginning, I mentioned that by depending on the requirement, either we are increasing or decreasing the number of resources on the fly. Such kind of activity, we can able to call it as a scalability. What is the meaning of resources? Based on our example, chase is one of the resource, virtual machine is one of the resource, RAM is one of the resource, or now we can able to call servers also is nothing but one of the resource. Like that, either you are increasing or decreasing number of resources on the fly by depending on our requirement. Such kind of feature, simply we can able to call it as a scalability feature. This is the way we need to understand what is the meaning of distributed framework, what is the meaning of the scalability feature. And one more small thing I want to say here. I know we are